Thank you so much. Technical crew nominated for an Emmy Award can't keep the damn monitor from going out. It's going to be Dan Cahill. It's a guy I went to high school with. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, is this Dan Cahill?
Is this David Letterman?
This is Dave Letterman. Dan, how are you?
I am wonderful.
My gosh, it's been a long time. How you doing?
Is this the David Letterman who was on the yearbook staff?
No, I was never on the yearbook staff.
Oh, you were on the cross-country team, weren't you?
A little bit, yes. I was also a hall monitor.
Oh, I remember that. Posted me on my way out of the restaurant once.
Yeah, perhaps I did. Boy, those were the days, huh?
Oh, indeed.
Dan, what are you doing now?
I'm a filmmaker. I live here in New York City, and just coincidentally, you won't believe this, but tonight I'm having dinner with former mayor of Indianapolis, Steve Goldsmith, who is now the new deputy mayor of New York City.
Wait a minute, he's the deputy mayor of New York City?
Has been for several weeks, appointed by Mayor Bloomberg.
Well, I have no idea, and that's obviously not an elected position, then, is it?
No, he kind of, I guess, talked his way in.
Yeah. Well, this guy, you two were classmates, right?
Yes.
And then I was a year behind you guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're a year ahead of you.
Yeah, and we were talking to a fellow who works with you there at the Dan Cahill Productions.
Yes.
Yeah, and he said that you guys chatted about the old days at high school with me.
Yeah. Well, clearly, I must have inflated your resume if I thought you were on the yearbook staff.
No. What do you remember about me, Dan?
Oh, boy. Let's see. I hope I don't get bleeped. I remember you just being, generally speaking, a nice guy that would nod to me in the hall.
Right.
And that's about all I can repeat on network TV, I'm afraid.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what I'm inferring here is something horrible, something terrible. Like what exactly?
Well, I recall that you might have had an appetite for beer. Does that have any basis in fact?
Well, no, in high school, who didn't?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, that's about as bad as it got in 1963 or 4.
So if a guy drinks beer, in your book, he's a slacker?
Well, what can I tell you? I'm judgmental.
All right, well, listen, do me a favor. You take this up with the deputy mayor, okay?
I will.
All right, nice talking with you, Dan. Take care. Bye-bye. How can you be the mayor of one city and then you're the deputy mayor? It's like they traded for this guy? How does that work? He's the deputy mayor of New York City? He was a full-blown mayor of Indianapolis for like 2 terms, and now he's the deputy mayor. So that means he could likely be the mayor of New York City? But he's born in Indianapolis. How can he be the deputy mayor of New York City? This whole thing stinks.
I don't blame you for being...
And I'll tell you something right now. This Dan Cahill, as much as I admired him in high school... I don't like that attitude. You know what I mean?
No, of course I do.
Hey, let me ask you. Anybody here ever have beer in high school? Slackers?
Yeah.
All this and I'm getting fatter by the second. Our first guest is an Academy Award-winning actor in a new film entitled The Sorcerer's Apprentice. It opens on Wednesday. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Nicolas Cage. You look good.
Thank you. So are you. Nice to be back on the show.
Did you ever drink beer in high school?
No, not beer, but I do remember having a bag of mushrooms in my refrigerator. And I remember you mentioned your dog.
Yeah.
I had a cat, and my cat used to sneak into the refrigerator and he would steal the mushrooms. And I said, no, and his name was Lewis. I said, Lewis, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's not right. He ate them voraciously. He just loved them. It was like catnip to him. So I thought, well, what the heck? I better do it with him. And I remember lying in my bed for hours, and Lewis was on the desk across from the bed for hours, staring at each other. Not moving. Occasionally he would go, meow, but he would stare at me, and I had no doubt that he was my brother. But having said that, I don't do any of that stuff anymore.
Oh my God, that is such a story.
It is a story. And you know what? And the other thing, later in life, when I was completely not doing any of that, I know he said hi to me. I used to work late. I would come home late from work, and to give him a little treat, I'd bring him a little can of sardines, and he would start eating it, and he'd make little sounds and let me know he enjoyed it. He'd go, meow, 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 meow. Well, that's great. I'm really glad you like it, Lewis. Hi, Lewis. Hi. And he looked up at me and went, hi. Wow. It's a true story.
Yeah. But seriously, after the mushrooms, who cares about sardines? Wow.
Yeah.
But now, this brings up an interesting area. What sort of kid were you from the Los Angeles area? Was it South LA, Long Beach? That's
right. I grew up in Long Beach, California.
Yeah. What was that like when you were a kid?
I went on summer vacations, and usually my parents sent me to camp, to YMCA camp. And I remember I was about 8, and I was in my sleeping bag, and there was a campfire, and everyone had gone to bed. And I was in my pajamas, and then I felt this like tap, tap, tap on my shoulder, and I woke up to find this 10-year-old girl in her pajamas in her sleeping bag, and she just held me and kissed me. And it was like a grown-up kiss, and I was like, wow, I'm a man. And I was like, what is going on? This is wonderful. And then I remember we held each other in our little pajamas all night, and then in the morning she ignored me. And then another day went by, and she ignored me, and 7 days was left of this camp. Another week, and she ignored me the whole time, and needless to say, I'm emotionally scarred by the experience. But even though I had my heart broken when I was 8, I realized that there is a silver lining to every sad story, and it made me tough, and it prepared me for the shape of things to come.
Yeah. Well, did you ever find out what was why she didn't say hello or anything?
I would hello. I would say hi, and she never responded.
Really?
Yeah. I would say, well, that was my experience at 8. And then I remember I would stay home during the summers and watch Godzilla movies. And things would get really interesting when I would have a cold or a flu, and then I would have some lemon cookies, and then I would help myself with a NyQuil chaser. And then Godzilla got very colorful.
Yeah.
And Vincent Price had an electrifying voice, and that's what I would do.
Wow. And now your family, of course, it's filmmaking from the beginning.
Yeah.
Your uncle Francis Ford Coppola and everybody, and what was that like for a kid? Was it just destined that you would become an actor?
I knew I wanted to be an actor when I was 6, but it really had nothing to do with the family and what was going on there. I don't really recall, you know. I don't really recall.
Was there people critiquing your efforts in life as you grew older as an actor?
No. No, definitely as I grew older, absolutely. I mean, the critics are all over me, but...
no, I'm not talking about in the family.
No, not in the family. No, absolutely not.
Yeah. And how have you been spending your summer? What sort of things are you doing now?
Right now, I'm just, working and doing this. And
how many films have you made?
I lost count. I don't really know.
50?
Maybe 60.
60?
Maybe, yeah.
Wow, that's tremendous.
Yeah.
And you still enjoy the process?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of waiting on lighting, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, that's exactly right. You go and you wait in your trailer and you pace and you think, how am I going to play the scene? And then when they say they're ready, they come and get you.
Right.
It's usually 2 hours later, and then you go and do something for 5 minutes, and you go back to your trailer and you wait another 2 hours.
Yeah. How's your family?
Everybody's very happy.
Any trips recently? Any trips planned?
No, I mean, we've been living in England. I do, one thing I will say is that when there's a TV show on that has one of my movies, I turn it off, because I try to keep it as normal as possible in my home, and I don't want my son knowing what I do for a living. And sometimes...
How old is your son?
He's 4.
4 years old. And you don't want him to know that you're...
I don't want him to know, because I've noticed that recently at the dinner table he's been saying things like, Nicholas Cage, could you please pass the call? What about your son? Does he ever refer to you as David Letterman?
No, he has referred to me as Nicholas Cage, though, which is in its own way troubling.
Right. Yeah, I can see where it might.
But it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool because in your case, and in every parent's way, a legacy is created and left for the kids. But in your case, he'll be able to see part of that legacy right there in film form.
Absolutely. Well, I hope he will enjoy it when the time comes.
I'm sure he absolutely will. We'll be right back here with Nicholas Cage, everybody.
Closed captioning provided in part by the Glacier Seal Cap from Kokanee, a scientific breakthrough that keeps the freshness of the mountains in every bottle by keeping oxygen out.
Realized it's no longer only about you. You are the only thing that will slip in these conditions. And you look good. Now, buy or lease a 2010 Nissan Rogue, and you get no-charge all-wheel drive. Plus, save 20 cents per liter for 1 year, and with 0% financing. It's why Nissan is perfect for you.
An important free offer for men with balding or thinning hair.
My hair looks better than what it did when I was a teenager.
I really think he looks amazing. I mean, just look at him.
Men, no diet, no exercise program, no new set of clothes can ever improve your confidence, your good looks, and the way women look at you, the way a thick, full head of your own real hair will. And now, you can have it in just 4 weeks when you call Hair Club right now. With over 500,000 success stories, Hair Club really will give you back your own head of real hair in just 4 weeks, easily, painlessly, and affordably.
I just can't believe how much better he looks. He looks so handsome now.
Well, it's about having fun. It's about looking good. I mean, 80% of feeling good is looking good.
Call Hair Club now and get your own head of full, thick hair in just 4 weeks. Look younger, feel more confident, put that old swagger back in your step, and put some zip back in your love life. Call Hair Club now.
I wish I'd done it years ago. I wish I had known this was an option.
The reason the majority of men go bald is because of a sensitivity to the effects of dihydrotestosterone. It speeds up the life cycle of the hair follicles, so that instead of hairs growing for 6 or 8 years, the follicles essentially get burned out.
Call now for your confidential appointment. We'll give you a free hair and scalp analysis. We'll explain what kind of hair loss you're experiencing and show you the tested and proven solutions we'll use. Remember, there are many different kinds of hair loss, and Hair Club is the only one who can offer you a customized solution based on your unique type of hair loss and expectations. Get the head of hair you want and women love in just 4 weeks. Change your life forever. Call Hair Club now.
I only wish I hadn't taken so long. That's what I'm telling you. Do it now.
Call now for our free DVD and brochure, shipped to you in a discreet plain envelope. Hair Club has the solution you want. Call now.
Call 1-800-621-0133. That's 1-800-621-0133.
Nicholas Cage, ladies and gentlemen. How do you like, you're in England because you're working on a film?
No, my son goes to school in England, so that's why I
Really?
stay out there.
Well, that's pretty nice, isn't it?
It's very beautiful, but we may be moving back home here.
And how do the English regard Americans these days? All positive, more or less, I would guess, eh?
Absolutely. I think well, truly, I mean, they see us as allies, right? So I know there's a lot going on in the Gulf.